Wimbledon 2017 Roger Federer vs Mischa Zverev. Seven-time champion Roger Federer is in pursuit of his second Grand Slam of the year. In his way stands Mischa Zverev, world number 30. The third seed leads their head-to-head 4-0. Federer 6-5 Zverev. 33 minutes for 11 games of tennis. We're rattling through this. Zverev really finding his feet now, making 80% of his returns, and coming out on top of some of the longer rallies. Federer finds himself at 0-30, but three hugely aggressive points in a row get him back to 40-30, including one absolute doozy of an exchange at the net. 1, 2, 3 volleys, before a dinky lob to the back of the court seals the deal. An edgy few points, as the pair dance around deuce, but Federer's pedigree shows and he holds. Anna Wintour, in the great man's box, looks as pleased as Anna Wintour ever does. She's beaming on the inside, I'm sure. Zverev serving to bring about a tiebreak. 6:52 p.m. Federer 5-4 Zverev. He's not taking any break of serve nonsense this time around. Federer holds to love, sealing the game with a scorching forehand winner, his fifth of the match. Zverev has made none. The average spin rate of his backhand so far, apparently, is 2,891 revolutions per minute. They're coming at Zverev at a ballistic 81 miles per hour on average, too. Still, we're with serve, and Mischa's early match jitters are a thing of the past now. He's playing some lovely tennis. Very much all to play for. 6:48 p.m. Like butter. It's the Federer forehand running the show at the moment, but I took to Twitter earlier to see what people thought of his most iconic shot, the one-handed backhand. Here are some of the best comparisons. A work of art. Conor Murray's box kicking. Jeremy Corbyn's election campaign. Not entirely sure what this means, maybe that it feels like a winner even when it misses. Something sublime which can't be put into words. A juicy melon. Butter, presumably, that's a bit like butter. Something out of this world. From another galaxy. Like the guy himself, sublime and lethal. Think you can do better? At Claire_Thomas, let's hear your suggestions. 6:48 p.m. Federer 4-3 Zverev. A game ago, this would have been a major shock, but Zverev's ground strokes suddenly kick into gear, and he nabs himself a break. Federer is a light and deceptively quick mover, but the German works his angles intelligently and forces some uncharacteristic errors from the Swiss. He'll now serve to level things. 6:42 p.m. Federer 4-1 Zverev. With his third ace, at 123 miles per hour, I might add, Federer holds to love. He managed his 10,000th ace in his opening round match. Take a moment to appreciate just how many that is. And, while you think about that, here's a stat for you. Federer has played lefties 92 times in his career, and lost just 26 of those encounters. 23 of those have been against one particular left-hander. No prizes for guessing who. His win on Tuesday was also his 85th Wimbledon victory, which saw him pull ahead of Jimmy Connors to set a new Open-era SW19 record. That's a lot of numbers, I appreciate that. Here's a picture of Federer in full flow to look at if you can't handle that many statistics on a sunny Saturday. 6:37 p.m. Federer 3-1 Zverev. Federer using Zverev's moves against him, coming to the net for some deft putaways. He did this 31 times against Lajovic on Thursday, winning 22 points as a result. The third seed brings up 15-40, before landing a return on the baseline to get the early break. Up and cruising, as only Federer can. 6:34 p.m. Federer 2-1 Zverev. If Zverev lets Federer dictate play and conduct lengthy baseline rallies, this match can only have one conclusion. He needs to assert himself if he's to have any say in proceedings. Another easy hold for the Swiss. In his box, it's a sartorial Grand Slam for Mischa Federer, resplendent in Wimbledon green and purple. 6:31 p.m. Federer 1-1 Zverev. Talked a bit in the Djokovic-Gulbis game about the difference in their tennis resumes, but this comparison is another level entirely. Prize money, Federer £81 million, Zverev £2.5 million. Career titles, Federer 92, Zverev 0. Titles this year, Federer 4, Zverev 0. Consummate serving and subsequent volleying by the German, as expected. Some very pretty tennis on show, and we're only 5 minutes in. 6:28 p.m. Federer 1-0 Zverev. We're underway. Just a reminder, folks, Federer leads this head-to-head 4-0. He's pretty good against Zverevs in general, really. He's lost to Alex once, but his overall tally against the family is 6-1. There's always a lot of serve and volley talk when Mischa is playing, but Fed opens proceedings with one of his own, before holding his opening service game with insouciant ease. 6:25 p.m. Good afternoon. To those of you who were following Djokovic's straight sets vanquishing of would-be giant slayer Ernest Sculbis, thank you for sticking around. To newcomers, welcome. You can catch up on what happened in the previous match here, but the main attraction is yet to come. Federer, fresh from his clay court sabbatical, he skipped the entire red stuff season, is looking as glorious as ever on the grass, with a competent victory in Halle under his belt. Of this pair, he's definitely more suited to this surface. Channel change alert. Just to keep you on your toes, the BBC are switching this match over onto BBC Two, because, you know, Pointless Celebrities is on. 6:19 p.m. What is it? Roger Federer, perceived by many as the greatest player in the game's history, hopes to reach the fourth round at Wimbledon for the 15th time, as he continues his age-defying 2017 season. The Swiss has played 6 tournaments so far this year, lifting the trophy in 4 of them, and squandering a match point in the other 2. He's hoping to continue his 9-match Grand Slam winning streak, which stretches back to the Australian Open in January. Enter Saturday's opponent, Mischa Zverev. He's best known for what he achieved at that very tournament, knocking out world number 1 and top seed, Andy Murray. Besides dashing British hopes earlier in the year, he's also well known as the elder brother of future tennis superstar, Alex, and his flamboyant serve and volley technique. The pair have met twice, with Federer emerging victorious upon each occasion, and yet to drop a set against the German. Their head-to-head is particularly one-sided on grass. The would-be 8-time Wimbledon champion delivered a double bagel performance in the 2013 Halle quarterfinals, sending Zverev packing without even a service hold for his troubles. What time is it? This one's up last on center court, where play commences at 1 p.m. today. Women's third seed Agnieszka Radwanska, who survived a 3-set nail-biter in the last round, takes on former quarter-finalist here, Timea Bacsinszky, in the opening match. Then, it's Novak Djokovic vs Ernest Sculbis, which you can follow here, before this oh-so-tasty offering. What TV channel is it on? Live coverage will be on the BBC. Could be BBC One, could be BBC Two, your guess is as good as ours. Regardless, you can follow live commentary right here. What are they saying? On paper, this is quite a one-sided matchup, but Zverev is a tricky opponent, given the variety of tools at his disposal, and his dogged adherence to a style of tennis long since out of fashion. Even by Federer's lofty standards, it's a challenge preparing for such an encounter. I have played him on several occasions now, and he's played me different every time. In Australia he played me really close on the second serve and would try to attack me, Everything that he saw that was short he would come. Whereas in Halle he played from way back, which is highly unusual on grass. So I guess I don't know quite what to expect in the match on Saturday. Tennis fans worldwide are desperate for a Federer-Nadal final in just over a week's time, but he's well aware that there's another left-hander to overcome first. I think that's the biggest switch always when you play against an opponent who is left-handed, that whole swinging serve, kicking serve, especially getting used to the returning is most important. Because he serves in volleys, points are played differently. I will train and warm up with left-handed players. For Mischa, as with the vast majority of Federer's opponents, the best tactic is to hope that the Swiss has an off day. Hopefully he's going to have not his best day, because if he has one of those days, it's really tough to beat him. It's very tough, believe me. Then see how it goes. I will try to go all or nothing, maybe even more than before. I don't know. Seeming somewhat stymied by the enormity of the task ahead of him, and perhaps inspired by the formidable hawkers rugby fans have enjoyed over the past 6 weeks, the German concluded that his best bet might be intimidation. I don't know if it's something I can do or he can do to himself. I'll maybe give him a mean, angry look before the match.